Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first ever video and honestly I'm so excited because I always wanted to be a YouTuber. So please be nice to me. I'm a children's book illustrator and today I want to take you behind the scenes of a very recent project that I did for a Marathi children's magazine called Chikupi. I'm going to walk you through my whole process of making this illustration, like research, ideation, color variations, character variations, which I almost gave up on, and painting process. But the part that I really want to talk about is what worked, what didn't, and what I learned from this whole thing. So if you're a design student, an art student, an illustrator, or somebody who likes to know how things are made, do stick around. And if this is your kind of content, do comment below because I would like to make more such videos. Let's get into it. So it all started when I got a call from my publisher Amrita. Shout out to Amrita because she's one of the most amazing editors / publishers that I've worked with. Instead of giving me a rigid brief, she called me and said that she has this theme in her mind for the next issue, laziness and boredom in kids. She did give me few ideas of the cover that she was envisioning, but also told me that I'm free to explore more and come up with ideas that I might like. Very simple, right? But honestly, this sort of trust is very rare on an illustrator because generally when we are working in the industry, we are working in a tight boundaries of how the text should be approached, how the characters would look like, what the color would look like. So when she said that you are free to ideate anything and come up with anything, my brain went to an overdrive and I started thinking what laziness and boredom means to me as a kid or how a kid will perceive it. I started looking through all of the children's book I have collected over the years as they are from around the world. And I also went online to see few prints and artists. I found some really fun interpretation, some very literal, some very abstract. But one that stuck with me the most was done by this Japanese illustrator. Something about this approach just clicked with me on a very weirdly personal level. So that's kind of my whole philosophy as an illustrator. I believe in making things that will satisfy my inner child. And I always ask this question, will the kid Purti would like this on cover or not? And that honestly, that is the question that is governing my whole illustration career. So yeah, so with this Japanese illustration buzzing on my mind, I started developing my own concept. The idea that I landed on was about a kid who's bored and lounging around a tree with different poses spread all across the composition with an energy of I am bored and I don't want to do anything about it. I did a rough sketch of the layout, nothing fancy, just blocking out where the tree goes, where the kid goes, and how the composition breathes. And obviously, I had to add Piku in it because if you know me, you know who Piku is. And who am I as an illustrator if I'm not adding Piku somewhere in the composition? To be honest, if I am making it, she is there. So once I was done sketching out the skeleton of the composition, it was time for the most difficult part on fixing how the character would look like. This is where things got interesting because now we had to make variations of the main character. So we had to make her in a way that looks really cohesive. So I started playing around with her hair. I just wanted to add a little whimsy to the character, which also helps bring the composition together nicely and makes it look a little more magical. I also tried out a few style and color variation to see which one looks the best. Now here is the honest part. I got really stuck with this particular variation because I loved it so much and I thought it would really work. But importantly, I did not lock it in and move on. I showed it to Amrita, I showed it to my parents, my sister, my friends, or anybody who was ready to sit down and look at it. And after all of the feedback, the decision was made to not use this variation but this one. Now that I look back, that was the right decision because it would have made the composition look heavy and would have taken away what we were trying to convey at the first place. So whatever I was thinking in isolation did not work. Once the character was locked in, I moved on to the final stage of painting it. I did the line work thinking how the composition would look like and where the text could come. I did the whole painting on Procreate. Amrita actually had a great idea here too. She suggested keeping the background simple, like as if the illustration is just sitting on the piece of paper. Easy breezy, nothing fighting for the attention. and that's why I added a paper texture over it to give it a really minimal and tactile feel. And I genuinely loved this direction because as an illustrator and how I illustrate, I just need more, as you can see. Heavy background, heavy detailing, heavy elements, and everything all at once. So it did push me out of my comfort zone and I loved it. Once I was happy with the whole illustration and how it looked, I sent it to the design team of Chiku Piku, and to be honest, they did a fab job of designing it because look at how this cover is looking. After adding text, the whole composition came together and it looked amazing beyond my expectations, and with that it went to print. So here is the part I really want to talk about, is what I took away from this project. Number 1, be open to people's input. As an illustrator, what set us apart from just being an artist is that we always have an audience. So it's just not self-expression, it's self-expression for someone. So don't be precious about your artwork, show it early so that you get a good feedback and understand how people are perceiving your work. Number 2, do your research and never settle for the first variation. Do multiple variations and sit with them, because at the end of the day, when the reader is gonna pick up the book, either you want them to see themselves, their friends, or someone they can recognize or relate to. And that is only gonna happen when you try different variations instead of trusting your gut and getting stuck on the first one that you did, which happened. And number 3, print is unpredictable. Illustration on screen was fairly bright and the printed version came out noticeably dark. You need to leave yourself some room, some margin, because you honestly never know exactly how the print is gonna turn out until you're holding it in your hands. Looking at your print always makes you feel really, really good. And honestly, I am grateful because I get to illustrate with so many talented illustrators. And it's in Marathi, so my mom is really proud. Thank you for watching this video. I am so grateful I got this opportunity to illustrate for Chiku Piku and share my process with you guys. If you want such more videos, please mention in comments, as it's my first video. It would be really helpful. And if you're new here, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.